So in this video, I will be reviewing this seat cushion. This is the 17.32 by 17.32 Honeycomb gel, yada, yada, yada cushion on Amazon. Those generic guys really got to work on their branding. So I've been trying this cushion along with 8 others on this, my Aeron Classic size C. This chair has the same dimensions for the seat part as the Aeron C Remastered. In this video, I will be talking about this cushion and how it performed for me on comfort, on look, whether it made any noise, how it performed on quality, and how it fits the Aeron chair. Not just the C model, but I'll also be providing some guidance for the B and the A. And overall, just to cut to the chase a little bit, this is not the cushion I would recommend. You'll find links to other cushions that I would recommend more highly. Notably, I would recommend the Tomite more highly if you want something that's a little bit more affordable, or the Millard memory foam if you think you might be okay with a memory foam option and you don't need the ventilation. And there's other options that are more expensive that I think are much higher performing. But I will get into the details of this cushion and give it its due course, and you can learn my views on all of those different aspects in this video here. But the overall grades that this thing earned with me were a C+ for the Aeron C, a B- for the Aeron B, it fit a little bit better, and a C+ for the Aeron A. And with that, we can dive right in. The Honeycomb fits the Aeron C pretty well. It's just a little short. That's the biggest issue again. It's about 3 inches too short. The width in the front looks pretty good, slightly short, and there's a bigger gap in the rear. But overall, I'm going to give the fit a B. On the Aeron B, the fit is going to look like this corner. So I think it's going to be even a bit better than the Aeron C. We're only 1.5 inches short now, and we're hanging over just a tiny bit on the width in the front, but not enough that I think will really impact the comfort. So it's a really good fit on the Aeron B. I'm going to give it a B+ overall. On the Aeron A, the Honeycomb is going to have a really perfect depth. It's going to be just a 1/4 inch too short. The width starts to get to be a problem, but it is only a 17.32, so it's not as bad as the purple cushions, but we will have a little bit of a slope here, which could affect the comfort. So overall, I'm going to give this a C for fit on the Aeron A. So I think the Honeycomb cushion looks pretty good on the Aeron chair. I think my first impression was really good, and then I started feeling a little bit pickier. I think the black color is nice. I think the case is a really nice fit for this cushion, so there's no wrinkles, which is nice. I think that the fit is all right. It doesn't look way out of place. I think the biggest thing holding this one back is it's a very square design, and the way it comes so far forward, it's a little bit square peg, round hole. Like if there was a little bit of a curve here, I think it would look quite a bit nicer. I also do notice, maybe it's because of the thinness of the case, you can see the Honeycomb sort of texture here. You can actually see the edges, which is not that they're particularly unsightly, but that's just a consideration if we're really being picky about look. I didn't like seeing all of those ridges. So overall, I give this one a B for the look. So let's take a look at the quality of this Honeycomb cushion. So I think the case fabric on top is very similar in quality to the Tomite. It's kind of this softish black material with the same kind of pocked bottom for grip. So the case feels all right. It has a sort of medium to flimsy zipper. It's definitely better than the Millard memory foam. I'm not freaking out using it. Overall, the fabric is pretty thin though. And then when we take out the insert, one thing I was a little disappointed by, there's a lot of badly loose thread here. So this one, for whatever reason, wasn't finished very well. Could be a little bit luck of the draw, but I have to assume that's a little bit of a pattern. And when you look at the actual polymer here, you know, you can see how it's firmer. And, you know, in terms of a knockoff for the purple, I don't think this is on the same caliber. That's just my hunch. It could just be subjective. But the material to me doesn't feel like it's on the same caliber as the purple cushions. It's a very different design, and I don't think it really works as well. And I would say that this particular model had more imperfections in the polymer than the other matrixed cushions I tried. I mean, there's a cut and divot in basically 50% of the edge here. Maybe a little less than that. And you can even see in the center there's imperfections here. I mean, the honeycomb at places starts looking less like hexagons and more like mystery gons. So I think the quality here is not quite as strong, and I'm going to give it a C-. So let's try out this honeycomb cushion. So I think the first thing I notice about this cushion is it is a little firmer, definitely firmer than the Tomite, the Simply. I think it might even be the firmest of the matrix polymer type cushions I tried. I think one thing it's got going for it that I really like is the depth is an inch deeper than the Simply. It's just got that 17.32 depth, which is deeper than the 16-inch. And so for me, with long legs, that adds a little bit more contact point for me to distribute the pressure while I'm sitting. So I was optimistic about that, and early on I thought, this might be really a comfortable one because of that. I think in terms of the width, again, kind of like the Tomite, this one is a bit narrow. I mean, it's 17, but the Simply is 18, and that 1 inch actually does make a difference. I feel that I'm right up on the edge of it. So if you're someone who's a little bigger in the hips than me, you might have a problem with how narrow this cushion is. I would say that after an extended period of sitting, what I noticed is the firmness and this front edge. So it doesn't really have a slope, it's just like a hard edge. And you know, after about 30 minutes, I was actually all ready to change. I really wanted to be on a different cushion. So I think between the firmness and the hard edges, you know, this wasn't the most comfortable option for me. But if you're someone who happens to know you like firm cushions, this could be a consideration. But overall for me, this was a C and not one I would choose for comfort. Let's see if the honeycomb cushion makes any noise when you sit in it. It's very, very subtle. I have heard a little bit of a gripping noise before. It hasn't been totally silent all the time. So overall, I'm going to give it a B. So overall, this cushion earned a C+ for me on the Aeron C, B- on the Aeron B, and a C+ on the Aeron A. It was not the cushion I chose to keep. I think you can do a little bit better. I think if you want an affordable option, the Tomite seat cushion is a bit better. I think the Millard memory foam is another affordable option. And I think if you want to spend a lot more, the Strata mesh and the purple double are quite a bit more comfortable. So that's my overall recommendations on this cushion. If you want to learn more about those other cushions, you'll find links in the description, and you'll also find links to check these out on Amazon.